Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today begins with Mahla Tija, the third Nanak, but in the rag Sorat. So Sorat continues. Now we've transitioned to the third Guru, and Karpella. The recitation. Sevak Sev Karah. Sevak Sev Karah. Sevak is a servant. Sev is to serve. Karah. So this is a descriptive statement saying that your servants, your devotees, are engaged in serving you. a-sabad-a-day, all. So what is being said here is that there are various modes of worship, of devotion, but while all your devotees seek to serve you, where is true service happening? And that is in the second part of this sentence. Sevak Sev Karah sabbe teri jin sabad-a-sad aya. That's the qualifier. Jin sabad-a-sad aya. True service lies in tasting the essence of the word, of the sabad, the Guru's sabad. So what Guru Amar Das is telling us is that true devotion is possible only through the word of the Guru. All else is futile. All other modes of service are futile. It is only through the essence of the word that true devotion can happen. The second line then again qualifies things. Gur kirpate nirmal hoa. Because it is the sabad that will purify you. Jini vichon aap gavaya. This is what the sabad does. It dissolves the ego. So therefore, the need to connect with the Guru's sabad. Andan gun gave hai nit sache gur ke sabd suhaya. So andan gun gave hai nit. So when you are connected with the sabad, not only you are dissolving the ego through the cultivation of virtue. Andin gun gave hai nit sache. Gur ka sabd suhaya. So Gur ka sabad is the key. It is through the Guru's sabad that we begin to reshape ourselves. Reshaping ourselves by cleansing the ego. So that's the key here, this Guru ka sabad. And in the Rahau, Mere Thakur, addressing the self, my master, my inner self, Hum barik, we are children. What that indicates is that we are spiritually immature. Hum barik, Saran tumari. So therefore we seek your sanctuary. So the Thakur here is also the Guru. And we are seeking the sanctuary of the word, the sabad. Eko Sacha. Eko Sacha. This unity is the truth. Sach tu. You are the eternal truth. Keval aap Murari. Murari is an epithet for Krishna because Murari means the killer of the demon Murar. And Murar is a symbol for the ego. So the demon within us is our own ego. And in order to kill it, we seek refuge shelter in the Guru's sabad. The second verse, after the Rahau, Jagat rahe, Jagat rahe, to be spiritually awake. Tini prabhapaya, only those who remain awake, alert. Tini prabhapaya, they are the ones who receive Prabh, the wisdom. Prabhapaya, Prabh is also the inner controller, the self, and you know it through its wisdom. Sabde haume mari. So how do you become Jagat rahe? You are awakened when your haume dies. When the sabad dissolves your haume, your ego, you become spiritually awake. You're awakened because the demon is dead. Girih mein, within the house, meaning within yourself, sadahar. Sadahar. Sadahar means that eternal har, that evergreen consciousness, that supreme being, however you want to call it. So girih mein sadahar. So those who become spiritually awake realize that the self is within me, that eternal truth is within me. And how do I receive it? How do I get it? Jan udasi. Girhi mein sada har, jan udasi. So you have to cultivate a sense of detachment, which is the same thing as dying to the ego. Gyan tatta bichari, the essence of wisdom. You have to contemplate the essence of wisdom. This is deep reflection. This is not superficial reasoning. Gyan tatta bichari. And how do you do that? Satguru Sevi. Serve the Satgur, the Gur enlightener. Sada Sukhapaya. And you will find permanent well-being. We have to be a little careful about the word sukh because we tend to translate it into everyday ordinary happiness. That is really not what it is, because the Guru in fact is teaching us to rise above what we call dukh, sukh, sorrow and happiness. These things just come and go. We are entering a whole different state of mind here. It's blissful. Hara rakhya uradhari. So, by serving the Guru's sabad, by awakening to the self, by dissolving the ego, these are all simultaneous processes. Hara rakhya uradhari. One is saved. One is saved meaning one recognizes the Savior, the Har. So, Jagat Rahe is not about withdrawal from life. It is about inner presence. Killing the ego doesn't mean getting out of worldly activity. It simply means recognizing the inner presence of the self. The sabad then is the sword that slays the ego. And udasi doesn't require renunciation. It doesn't mean leaving the world. It means living in the world, but not being of it. The third verse, Ehe manua, this mind, dehatis tavada, wanders in all 10 different directions. Duje pae khwaya, because it has been led astray by the ego. This is our default state. Misled by the ego. You wander around in all possible directions. That's the state of the manamukh. That is how we are. Manamukh mugad. We are intoxicated with the world, with the senses. Har naam na cheta. We do not recall, remember the wisdom that is already in us. And the result, birtha janam gavaya, waste of life, time wasted. Satgur pete. If only this manmukh who is intoxicated were to submit itself to the Satgur, tanao pai, that it would get insight, that it would get now qualities. How mein moh chukaya, that would be the beginning of dissolving the ego. You become more stable. So the Guru is describing the manmukh, that is to say, a mind that is left unchecked. If you leave the mind unchecked, it is a wanderer. It is pulled in all different directions by desires and illusions. So the Guru is the still point that halts the mind's restlessness. And through Naam, self-knowledge, it stabilizes the seeker, the mind, and reorients life toward the right purpose. The concluding verse, Har jan sache sach kamave gur ke sabad vichari. So Har jan sache, the true devotee, Sach kamave, they live by the truth, by wisdom, which has come to them through the Guru's Sabad, Gur ke sabad vichari, having reflected on, having deeply contemplated on the Guru's teachings, Sabad, the devotee lives truthfully. Ape melale prabh sachai, Sach rakhya uratari, ape mel laye prabh sache. The eternal self, in fact, initiates, triggers the union because it is the Savior. Nanake naam gat mat pai. Through Naam, through self-knowledge, through virtue, gat mit pai. Wisdom and salvation, which is our true wealth. Eha ras hamari. This is the treasure that we should be looking for. So the Shabad has to be heard, it has to be deeply contemplated. Living truthfully is both a practice and a gift, and ultimately it is grace, ape melale, that draws the seeker, the mind, to its own home. So Naam is that eternal wealth that brings liberation and understanding. Gat Mat. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.